In the early days, there was no videotape, so everything went to air live. The only means of recording back then were film clips or still photographs. Here are some we discovered in our archives.
Hello, how are you? My name's Eric Pearce, and I hope that some of you will remember me. I'm here to tell you about these test transmissions.
Test transmissions were really a very sore point with Eric Pearce and with me, because the bloke in charge of film at Channel 7 at the time was a still cameraman from the Herald. And when we used to record our promotions for these test transmissions, we were not allowed to blink, let alone move, breathe, scratch or do anything. We had to sit there as though we were having a still photograph taken.
Hello there. Yes, this is another test transmission from HSV Channel 7.
There was an excellent HSV program called Meet the Press, which featured many prominent, famous people being interviewed by a panel of leading journalists.
Question, because as wages and social conditions improve in Europe, the incentive to come to Australia is much reduced.
Another popular panel show was Tell the Truth. Not one clip has survived, but older viewers will remember Mike Williamson asking his panel to identify which of the three contestants was who they claimed to be.
There were three people, two were telling lies and one was telling the truth, right? It's very hard for me to distinguish between the two even now. But it was eminently successful. We had a lot of fun doing that.
Another show for the clever kids was It's Academic. Two schools competed in a quiz answering questions based on the Education Department's curriculum. The show proved to be very popular, but not only here in Australia. The concept was sold in several European countries.
Which Australian state, originally named in 1642, had a change of name in 1853? St. Bernard's?
Van Diemen's Land, Tasmania.
Yes, to Tasmania, that's quite right.
7 also catered to another group of youngsters, studying to develop skills which weren't on the school curriculum. That show was Brian and the Juniors. Singers and dancers, all under 16, performed in a live variety show every Saturday afternoon, hosted by one of the most versatile men in the business, Brian Naylor. He was not under 16, but he was not too far over it. Mums would wait nervously outside Studio 1 while their kids had their moment in the spotlight.
We are the Juniors.
I want you to take very good care of yourself, look after yourself, because we like to feel you all belong to us. In short, button up your overcoat.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Wear your flannel underwear when you climb a tree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Sing, brothers, and sing, sisters, we're all living today, and we'll all go riding on a rainbow to a new world far away.
While these youngsters were making their mark in show business, there was another colourful character who'd already made his name in football. Retired from the sport, he hit the screen as hard as he used to hit his opponents. Can't quite recall his name.
Well, he's sort of like a legend, or at least he'd like to be. He started off on radio, and now he's on TV. One day he'll have a fan club the size of Collingwood, and fans will love him round the world because he's bloody good. Rex Hunt, you're our hero, you give us all you've got. He says, I'm Rex Hunt, you're not.
Liniment had shadows and you, but Rex's commentary is over the top. That bearded bubbler, he's about to pop. His producers wishing that he'd gone fishing and wasn't calling footy.
No, of course I hadn't forgotten Sexy Rexy. I'm still boggling, as I'm sure you are, at the quantity as well as the quality of programs that came out of this little studio. We've only seen clips from the shows, but in many cases, there were hundreds of episodes. You'll see more of the long-running hits after this break.
Coming up next is Tats Lotto with Ernie and Trudy.
Well, welcome to Tats Lotto draw number 362, and hello to Trudy Jaworski.
Hello, Ian. How are you tonight?
Good, thanks, love. Yourself?
Not too bad.
Remember, whatever happens, you need the Herald. Coming up, TV turns 50. The events that stopped a nation.